Welcome back, everyone. The Republican-led House voted today to give Speaker John Boehner the authority to sue President Obama. Joining me now with his thoughts on that and a lot more is Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. He's the son of Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy and the nephew of President John F. Kennedy, and he's also the author of Thimerosal, Let the Science Speak, the evidence supporting the immediate removal of mercury, a known neurotoxin, from vaccines. Thank you for joining us tonight, sir, to talk about this.
Thanks for having me, Don.
Listen, tonight I want to get to the political news that I talked about, the House approving a resolution giving Speaker Boehner authority to sue the president. Republicans argue that President Obama has abused his power by making changes to laws, particularly to Obamacare, without congressional approval. What's your response to this move?
Well, I think that what Leader Boehner is addressing with this legislation is not policy, but politics. This is the most unpopular Congress in the history of the United States. It's a Congress that has passed less legislation than any Congress in history. And they failed in major legislation today, which was the one piece of legislation that they had tried to get through, which was the border legislation to deal with all these children who are piling up on the Central American borders. So the Republicans didn't have the vote to do that. So and they're about to go on a 5-week vacation, which most Americans don't have, and they had to do something. So I think that they made a meaningless legislative demonstration to throw to the really crazy people in their base. Nobody believes that this legal action will ever go anywhere. Even Judge Antonin Scalia, who is aligned with this group politically, has said that has publicly said on several occasions that this kind of legislation has no merit. Incidentally, the legislation addresses the extension of the employer mandate, which by President Obama, of the Affordable Care Act. President Obama has given the Republicans what they have been asking for. They have voted to kill the extension of the extension of the employer mandate 60 times in this one term alone. And President Obama has just said, okay, we're going to allow employers to extend the mandate. So he's given them what they want, and they're now suing him.
Now they're suing him, yeah.
Well,
let's move on. Can we talk about, because I want to get a couple of things in. I want to talk about your book, but I also want to talk about tomorrow night. The CNN series, The 60s, it airs tomorrow night. It's our documentary series here, and it's about 1968, one of the most tragic years in our history, and particularly for you. Your father was assassinated. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. There were riots and protests. What do you recall about that time?
Well, I was 14 years old in 1968. My father was running for president. I was involved in the campaign, as were all of my brothers and sisters, and as we had been in the 1960 campaign. So we had been, we were very conscious of what was happening in the world. We were very conscious of the upheaval, not only in this country, but in countries all over the world, with civil rights, with people in the colonial parts of the world, in Vietnam and Africa and elsewhere, trying to assert their power for the first time in history after 100 years of domination by an infrastructure that was driven by bigotry and by, it was essentially a Eurocentric infrastructure. And all of a sudden you had all these different kinds of people, black people and women and people from Africa and Latin America, who were saying, we want our share. We want a world that that actually lives up to the ideals that America has been proclaiming. And I think it was an idealistic time in many ways. It was for our country. It was driven by young people and by people like my father and Martin Luther King, who really just wanted America to live up to the promises that were outlined in its Constitution and the ideals, the greatest, highest ideals of our country.
And real leaders on that. And you have been a leader on this particular subject. And the book is called Thimerosal, Let the Science Speak. Why did you write this book? And it's been controversial.
Well, I wrote the book because, as you say, this is a controversial, it's almost a radioactive issue, and people on both sides have dug in their heels. And debate about it has devolved into kind of name calling, and it's not been a productive debate. So what I did was I got a group of scientists together, and I said, let's go scour the science. And I raised a couple of $100,000. I said, let's scour the scientific literature and find every article that's ever been written on thimerosal safety. Thimerosal is a mercury-based vaccine preservative that was eliminated in pediatric vaccines because it was dangerous. Mm-hmm. In 2003, it was taken out, but unfortunately, of American vaccines, we're still giving it to people all over the world. Unfortunately, it was the same year CDC recommended it for the flu vaccine, and so kids today, and for the first time, pregnant women, are getting very, very large doses of this neurotoxin, doses that are equivalent to what they were getting before the ban on pediatric vaccines from the pediatric vaccines. And so it's an unnecessary preservative. The science is very clear. We've found over 500 peer-reviewed publications, 1,400 references in this book that show that this is a known, recognized neurotoxin for which there are many, many alternatives that should not be in our vaccines.
And unfortunately, I have to get to a break here, but I appreciate you again. The book is called Thimerosal, Let the Science Speak, and we will have you back to talk about it. Thank you again.